So a couple more stories about Alex. There was a second letter, Kitty. You've got a copy of that first letter that he wrote to Kate, his third wife-to-be.
Wife-to-be, but yet he said, "Can't wait to see you again, your loving husband." But they weren't married.
No, they weren't married yet.
He knows he's going to.
I guess.
Maybe they were acting like it.
No, he's going to. I had to.
The baby was 2 months premature, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. I think Harlan was born 6 months after they were married.
Well, they have to, okay.
No wonder they got married so quick after the divorce.
And why he said,
I wonder how long they went together.
Well, you know it's a Porter thing.
So there was a second letter he wrote to Liz's daughter back in Missouri during this divorce. This is August 1907. He says, "Dear Sterling and Pearl." Pearl was Lizzie's daughter. Sterling was Pearl's husband. And Alex says, "Lizzie writes me that she wants to come home. You know how unpleasant life has been to us ever since we have been married."
life.
Is that how you describe a bad marriage? I wish I'd known that back in the day.
Yeah.
That's not the words I used.
Me either. Not even close.
I told her if she ever went away anymore without my consent, she would have to stay. I cannot, nor will I try to live with a woman that does as she does. Hope you will not let her come back anymore.
Control your mother.
She would not stay if she was here. I have filed suit for a divorce which will be tried at the October term. I have sufficient grounds for divorce and can get it if she comes, but it will be very unpleasant to both of us for her to be here during the suit. Yours respectfully, A.F. Porter.
Respectfully. That wasn't very respectful.
But unfortunately, she did come back, because Irma Lewis said, when Lizzie found out Grandpa was getting married, she came and tried to catch Grandpa, and he ran from her.
What was she having in her hand when she was trying to catch it?
That's the thing.
So Everett told another story about, he's telling one about Alec and Lizzie. It must be maybe when they got married. He says, I don't recollect when he married the second time. All I recollect about it, she had a big old piano, and we lived up on the bank. And they was having trouble getting that up the bank.
I wonder if those steps were there at that
I'd
time.
say they would.
I recollect that as kind of exciting.
Did they drop it?
I reckon that was the first I can remember. So he'd have probably been 4 years old.
I wonder how they did get it up there.
I'd say drug it.
Tied a horse to it.
Probably took the Porters and Clays both to get it up.
So then Irma Lewis had one about Alec and Katie.
Well, first talk about how Lizzie would hide the desserts from the boys, and she locked them in a box. Remember that story?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, you can tell it, because that's all I remember.
Okay. But yeah, it was Don Porter that told this story. He said that, and we've told it up here a time or two, but he said that they were all at Alec's house, and Lizzie would lock up, she'd have cakes or whatever, and lock them in a box so nobody could get to them. And Steve Porter's son was there, Charles, Steve's son Charles, and he says, here's what I'll do with them. And they took the box, turned it upside down, and shook it up.
So it wouldn't be no good for her, too.
I don't know any Porters that would do that.
Poor Lizzie.
That was crummy.
They just picked on her.
Oh, good one. What a crummy thing to do.
I know.
So yeah, Irma told one about Kate, right here, and Alex. She said they lived across the creek. Did they ever tell you about one time they had been down at the post office or somewhere, and the creek got up, and they started back home. And Kate was big and fat. And Alex was slender, you know. So he told her to get on his back, and he would carry her across that creek. And he fell in, and they both fell in, and they were as wet as they could be.